Hello everyone and welcome to this Twinventures. Today we're going to Alton Towers in the United Kingdom. Now while we were here we didn't take very much video because we were so completely immersed with running around with everything, but I wanted to throw in as much as possible. We also pulled some clips from the YouTube channel for Alton Towers and some other places as well, which are credited at the bottom. So our day started at the Alton Towers Hotel. We did not stay at the hotel, we just got we got to meet with one of the managers that worked there, and he gave us a bit of a tour around the area. The entire hotel is themed to like a Jules Verne, and it is just unbelievable. It's so beautiful, and they're doing a lot of work and renovation to make it as immersive and themed as possible, so it's really great. We're going to just hit some highlights of some of the things that we hit while we were there. We're not going to be able to talk about every single thing that we hit while we were there. I want to start this Twinventures with a bit of the Sky Ride tour, because it really gives you a scope of how massive this entire park is. The sheer size of Alton Towers is just incredible. So Alton Tower started as a castle property centuries ago, and they decided to transform it into a theme park. It's Merlin Entertainment that owns it, which owns the London Eye, as well as Legoland and many other theme park and themed entertainment opportunities around the world. Having some history and knowledge with the company, I wasn't really sure what to expect coming here. However, after coming to this park, I will say that Katie and I both agree that this is probably the best theme park that we've been to outside of the Orlando area. It is just beautiful, and they've done so much work to make it what it is. And I think with some more alterations and some continued advancements, I think this park can really become something really special. Also, something else that I found very interesting coming here was just the sheer amount of trees and landscape that still remain. They wanted to make sure that the gardens were intact and that people could really experience some of the older style that the park was originally, so I think that's beautiful as well. Alton Towers has a few different children's themed areas. One of them is CBeebies Land, which is a variety of properties from around the UK, including Postman Pat. Sesame Street characters are in there. There's a whole bunch of other characters, Fireman Sam. And then there's this other area. I think these are characters that are distinctly exclusive to the Alton Towers brand. One thing that impressed us most about this kids area was how colorful and poppy everything is. So while we were there, we got to do some incredible thrill rides. One of them being Oblivion. This is the world's first drop coaster that drops at that 90-degree angle. Since then, there have been many that have premiered all over the world. Busch Gardens, both Orlando and Williamsburg, have an extended drop coaster like this. This was the first one, and when we got off of it, we were like, that's it? The ride was extremely short, but knowing now that it was the first one, really makes it stand out. One of the other themed lands that was in here was the Dark Forest. Now, the Dark Forest is a recent rethemed area, and one of the attractions that was there, you could see a lot of the decorations were up for Halloween. One of the rides that was there was a race car roller coaster, and it didn't really make any sense because it was like a ghost car, and it was just really weird. Then when you walk through, it showed the posters of what the ride was originally, which was a race car roller coaster. Instead of completely getting rid of it, they took the coaster that was there and they rethemed it to make sure it fit with the environment. Once you understood that, it made sense. This is Duel. This is a haunted house attraction. It's kind of mixed in with Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, so it's a haunted house and a shooting game at the same time. So there's ghosts and zombies, and you're trying to help clear the house of all the different things that are going on. And what I thought was really funny was Katie is terrified of jump scares. Now, some of the things in here are super slow, and yeah, you can see that, but it's huge. So Katie made the most cartoony screams, and she was being dead serious, like she was terrified of this ride. But I think honestly we'd go on it again. It was so much fun. And it was extremely long. It was way longer than I thought it was going to be. So that was a nice fun ride. This next coaster is a huge thing for Alton Towers. This is the Smiler. This coaster is the world's first 14-loop coaster. This has a ton of loops. It has two coasters running at the same time, 85 kilometers an hour. It's so compact. They're able to do things with this ride. They were able to combine a lot of elements from other coasters and put them all into one attraction. The theming is also really nice. It's a whole hypnosis thing where the media is trying to hypnotize you. It's almost as if it was themed to the Joker, except the Joker's not present. So that's the feel that you get when you're riding this attraction. This attraction has a bit of a crazy backstory because there was a malfunction and somebody died on it a few years ago, so it's been a long time for them to be able to recover from that. The coaster itself is incredible, but it is very, very intense, and I was not prepared for how intense it was going to be. But for thrill seekers, this is definitely one that you want to hit. Inside the Alton Towers castle, there is an attraction called the Hex. So this entire backstory, it's a part walkthrough and part ride. You're walking through the attraction and the Earl runs into this woman. She's begging for money. He goes away, so she puts a curse on his family. For every branch of the old oak that falls, a member of the Earl's family will die. Well, it came to pass. So the Earl tied up the tree, became super paranoid, and took the branch that had fallen back to his laboratory under the castle, and he did all sorts of magic and science and experiments on it to try to see if he could figure out what the curse was and how to break it. So what we're doing is we're doing the paranormal excavation and trying to figure out where this is. So then we end up finding it, and then we go and sit down. There's a ride system that I have not seen in the US yet. It probably exists. I have not seen it yet. But it's more of a European ride system where the entire room spins and you kind of sway back and forth lightly, but it gives you the illusion and the feeling that you're spinning around the entire room. And it was irritating getting to the end of this because there was really no conclusion. It just kind of ended and it was like, okay, so what happened? Did we solve it? Did we fix it? What's going on? Nemesis was an interesting roller coaster. It wasn't anything spectacularly different than other things that I had been on. It was definitely a thrill, Busch Gardens type roller coaster. It was the only one that was there that was like this. I like that each coaster was completely different. This was an alien themed coaster. So if we had to narrow down the top 3 things that we did while we were there, the first one was we ate at the roller coaster restaurant. These are super rare in the US, and they're also just super rare anywhere. So what this is they have the track set up above your head, and you order the food through a tablet, and the kitchen will put it through. It'll go up and around the tracks, and it'll come right to your table. And so, as you can see, this is the Fanta that we ordered. The Fanta in the UK is different than the Fanta in the US, so we had to try it, and that was very good. It had artificial sweetening, so I did not enjoy it as much.
It's okay.
But
I'll just keep watching.
Then the food came and everything was covered up, so this is how all the items are delivered. And then when you're done with your tray, you just spin the bottom level around, and then I think it rotates into. Okay, so you see the first level has the silverware and everything, but this level spins as well. So you spin it all the way around, and there's a little receptacle that collects all of the empty containers. And here it goes. Clunk! There it is. Boop. The first coaster that we enjoyed so much that we went on it twice was 13. 13 is the first coaster. First of all, you cannot see any of this track from the park. You walk through into the forest, you walk into a building, and then you go on the coaster, and you go through trees in the forest. It is so good. And you don't really know what the plot is. It's the entire queue is warning you, don't go into the woods by yourself, don't go to the woods by yourself. So you go into this coaster, you go through the woods, and there's like a curse with all sorts of things happening. But you go into a building, and this is the first time that I have been on a coaster that the track completely drops from underneath you, and then the coaster goes backwards. I've been wanting to ride something like this since I was a kid, so I'm so happy I got to ride it, and it was so worth it. So the newest coaster that is at Alton Towers is a wooden roller coaster. It just opened in 2018, so we were there within the first year of it opening. It's called the Wicker Man. It's very loosely based on the movie with the same title, but this roller coaster really immersed you in that experience. This is a new game changer for this park. It was able to put you in the middle of the plot. So there's a group of people that have to sacrifice people to what they call the Wicker Man, and in order to do so, they basically captured us in order for us to be their volunteers. This was one of the best wooden roller coasters I've ever been on. This set is, as you can see, it's gorgeous. The one side it's the man, and the other side it's the ram, to represent like the humanity dying and the devil coming out and everything like that, and the monsters within. The length of the coaster was also very well done. It was a very long coaster, longer than what we anticipated. You got to go through the giant wooden sculpture multiple times. So those were I would say, the top 3 things that we did while we were there. We did not ride a lot of the water rides because it was freezing. But here is a little bit of a highlight of some of the other things that Alton Tower has. Some of them which we did, and some of them we were unable to do because of the weather or time restraints. All in all, I'm going to say that Alton Towers was one of the best theme parks I have ever been to. Some of the rides were incredible. There were things that I'd done that I'd never done before. Katie and I both highly encourage you to go to Alton Towers if you ever end up in the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and make sure you support us on Patreon so we can continue to give you all these wonderful fun adventures and all of our wonderful content. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, definitely make sure you check out Alton Towers if you have the chance to make it out to the United Kingdom.